last night? The return of the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad return
You know
after
what?
missing
I got to
16
call out
games.
Coach Alderman. Why? He gave this guy 25 minutes. He would have had.
How do NBA players really feel about Nikola Jokic? Not the debate shows, not the MVP discourse, the guys who actually have to guard him for 48 minutes. The honest answer? There's a mix of frustration, respect, and a little bit of disbelief. First, defenders will tell you he's exhausting, not because he's flying over you or dunking on you every possession. It's the opposite. He slows the game down to his pace. Big men say guarding him feels like wrestling while solving math at the same time. He leans on you, bumps you, waits for you to shift your weight, and the second you do, he's already 2 steps ahead mentally. Second, players respect his brain more than anything. Around the league, you constantly hear the same theme. He sees everything. Help 1 step too far, he fires a pass to the corner. Stay home on shooters, he backs you down and flips in a soft hook. Double him late, the ball is already out of his hands before the trap even forms. That's what frustrates defenders. There's rarely a right answer. Elite defenders, Anthony Davis, Draymond Green, Bam Adebayo, Rudy Gobert, have all had stretches where they looked overwhelmed. Not because they're bad defenders, but because Jokic forces you into decisions you don't want to make. Players admit that even when you think you've defended him perfectly, he still gets a good shot or creates one for someone else. Another thing NBA players quietly acknowledge, he doesn't get sped up. Most stars can be rattled with physicality or pressure. Jokic almost enjoys it. The more chaotic the game becomes, the calmer he looks. That poise commands respect in locker rooms. There's also admiration for how unselfish he is. A lot of superstars demand attention loudly. Jokic just plays. Teammates around the league respect that he dominates without chasing stats. Opponents know if he...
Let me see what he had. 25 minutes, missed 3 shots, 10 boards or 12 boards, 31 points. Like, he's just a constant. He's a constant in every category, every stat.
For the first time in the modern NBA, we're watching a center control the league without overwhelming speed, vertical explosiveness, or constant theatrics. There's no above-the-rim highlight package driving his dominance. It's skill, it's timing, it's footwork, it's vision, it's control. Nikola Jokic wins with angles, touch, patience, and decision-making. In an era built on pace and space, he slows everything down and still bends the game to his will. The timing makes it even more fascinating. This is the load management era. Stars sit back-to-backs, they ramp up slowly after injuries, they talk about rhythm and conditioning. Jokic can miss weeks, return after a month, and immediately look sharper than ever. No visible rust, no minutes restriction feel, just straight dominance, like he paused the season and pressed play again. That alone separates him. It suggests his game isn't built on timing or athletic rhythm, it's built on understanding. But here's where it really shifts. When NBA players talk about Jokic, the tone changes. It's not casual praise. It's not the routine he's tough or he's talented. There's something...
Take a moment to talk about Nikola Jokic making a joke out of the NBA every night.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God, I was literally just talking to my good friend Jared Dudley right before we jumped on here. I was just like, this guy is ridiculous.
The very best players in the world describe Nikola Jokic like he's a glitch in the basketball matrix, like something in the system malfunctioned and now the league has to deal with it. That's not hype. That's a mix of deep respect and genuine confusion. The more you listen to players who face him night after night, the clearer it becomes. Jokic isn't just beating teams, he's bending basketball logic itself. He forces elite defenders into mental loops. You guard the pass, he scores. You guard the shot, he threads a no-look dime through traffic. You double team him, he smiles and dismantles you systematically. It's like playing chess against someone who sees 3 moves ahead while you're still fumbling over the first. And then there's the
behind the back, rolling into the
Jokic has led the entire NBA, not just centers or big men, but every player in cumulative points, rebounds, assists, and steals. That includes guards, wings, and established superstars. When you really sit with that, it's absurd. And then he took it to another level in the 2025-2026 season. Nearly 30 points per game, over 12 rebounds, and almost 11 assists. That's basically a walking triple-double night after night. And he's doing it with over 60% shooting from the field and nearly 44% from three. That's not just elite efficiency, it's almost video game level, cheat code efficiency. Some of these numbers are so extreme that they challenge the limits of what we thought possible in real basketball.
In total assists all the way back since 2020. The Joker is averaging an NBA best 11.1 assists per game this season. That's on pace to set a career high for a second consecutive year. He's also the leader in total points scored since 2020. He's on pace to set a career high in points per game for a second straight season. He's making just over 2 threes a game on 43% shooting from downtown. And the Nuggets superstar, he also leads all players in rebounds per game and in steals, all since 2020. So yes, he is on pace to be the first player in NBA history to lead all players in points, in rebounds, in assists, in steals, and blocks for a single day.
Imagine a 7-footer hitting step-back threes, tossing behind-the-head passes, controlling the pace like a point guard, and bullying smaller defenders in the post, all without looking rushed. It's calm, quiet, and devastatingly effective. That's why even legends like LeBron James and Steve Nash talk about him differently. LeBron has called him one of the smartest players ever, and Nash has praised how he controls tempo like a maestro. When Hall of Fame minds are left in awe, you know something extraordinary is happening. And here's the scary part. Jokic doesn't play angry, he doesn't chase highlights, and he doesn't look like he's even trying to dominate. He just reads the floor, reacts, and suddenly your team is down 15 points, and you don't even know how it happened. That's a different type of power.
Oh my God, he might be the best basketball player I've ever seen, like close up, besides myself to myself.
Defenders admit it's frustrating. Coaches admit it's exhausting. Analysts admit it breaks traditional categories. Is he a center, a point guard, a forward? The truth is, he's all of it at once. He bends the position rules until they no longer matter. So when players call him a glitch, they're not joking. They're being honest. He doesn't fit the blueprint. He rewrote it. By the end of this breakdown, you'll understand exactly why the league's biggest names speak about Nikola Jokic with that unique mix of admiration and disbelief. And if you're into deep NBA breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe, because this story is only getting crazier. Let's really pause and think about this for a second.
Obviously, it's a very unique style of basketball. And his vision is amazing. He's an amazing playmaker. He's the type of guy that, like, if you mess up a defensive coverage, he's gonna find it and expose it. You know, there's not many times you can make a mistake and him not fix.
How does a player drafted 41st overall, slow by NBA standards, barely able to jump over a phone book, end up with the highest player efficiency rating in NBA history and the highest box plus minus ever recorded, all while carrying one of the heaviest offensive loads at his position? That's not supposed to happen. Second-round picks are usually role players, energy guys, bench pieces. Nikola Jokic completely flipped that script upside down. That's why NBA players don't just respect him, they're honestly confused by him. And it gets even crazier. It's not just that Jokic scores, it's how he scores and where those shots come from. Where you can direct a voice, create realistic dialogue, and so much more. Edit these placeholders to get started.
This goddamn Joker guy, man, what? He's shooting like, they're saying like the last 5 or 6 games, he's shooting like 77% from the field.
Yeah, this season in 3 weeks, I think he's at 67% from the field. Oh my god! And by the way, and this is not like one of those guys back in the day, like all dunks, or all layups. No, this is everything.
This man isn't living off dunks. He's not padding stats with easy rim runs, catching lobs, or cleaning up garbage buckets. Nikola Jokic is cooking defenders with soft-touch hooks, one-foot floaters, slow-motion step-back threes, and off-balance fadeaways that look like they shouldn't even reach the rim, yet somehow they always drop. He'll back you down at his own pace, pause, fake, pivot twice, and flick the ball up like he's tossing it into a laundry basket. No rush, no panic, just complete control. That's what makes defenders lose their minds. And here's the twist that really throws people off. The most confusing part for many players isn't even what Jokic does on the court. It's how little he seems to care about the spotlight once the buzzer sounds. No dramatic celebrations, no social media campaigns, no desperate push to be the face of the league.
It's just weird. Like, he's just a weird dude. He'll just, before the game, he's on his little phone playing games, you know. I think he's starting to take his health more serious, but like before that, I heard after the season, he just goes back, drinks beer, rides horses, and then tries to get in shape a couple weeks before the season starts. Like, he's just naturally
When the game ends, Nikola Jokic looks like a guy clocking out of a normal job, calm, relaxed, ready to go home. That might seem small, but it actually explains something huge. Globally, Jokic isn't always marketed as the face of the league. Even with numbers that are completely unreal, he dominates and then quietly disappears into the background. That doesn't fit the typical superstar blueprint. Analysts like Nick Wright have admitted they were late to fully recognize how good Jokic really is. But NBA players don't have that luxury. They feel his impact in real time. Where you can direct a voice, create realistic dialogue, and so much more. Edit these placeholders to get started.